Hello, my dear students. Welcome to the module 2. In the previous module, we saw what is management, what are the functions of manager, what is decision making, what is planning. So, after planning, the next step is organizing and staffing. So, let us discuss organizing and staffing in module 2. What are the characteristics of an organization? Every organization has a purpose, goal, or goals. Every organization, whether it is a military organization, government organization, business organization, anything, it will have a purpose, it will have a goal, or it will have set of goals. A clear concept of the major duties or activities required to achieve the purpose. Classification of activities into jobs and establishment of relationship between these jobs in order to ensure coordination. In a organization, you will have different cadres. Coordination is required. This is achieved through division of labor and delegation of authority. Definitely division of labor will be there. Definitely there is a hierarchy. Topology of organization according to Blood Scott. Benefits owners. All business and industrial organizations fall in this category. So first category is benefits owners. The organization which benefits owners. So all business and industrial organizations fall in this category because the purpose goal is to benefit the owners. Benefits members. A wide class of unions, cooperatives and clubs come under this category. There are a lot of labor unions. So it will benefit the members. Cooperative society is there, housing cooperative society, etc., etc. So it is formed, that organization is formed to benefit the members. There are a lot of clubs, Vijayanagara Club, Kengiri Club, Century Club, etc., etc. So they have formed that organization to benefit the members. The third type of organization is to benefit the clients. I hope you know the insurances. You have insurance, I think, or your vehicle definitely will have the insurance. So insurance companies fall under benefits to clients. Something happens to your vehicle, theft or accident, definitely your insurance company comes into picture and it delivers money. Health insurance, if you hospitalize, definitely the bills will be paid by the insurance company. Private schools, etc., benefit to the clients. Benefits the whole society. Government departments, you take any department, it will benefit the whole society. The armed services, army, navy, air force and the police. The police is to benefit the whole society. What is the process of organizing? Consideration of objectives, deciding organizational boundaries, grouping of activities into departments, analyzing interdepartment relations and deciding which department will be key department, determining levels at which various types of decisions are to be made, determining the span of management. Later we will discuss what is the span of management. Setting up a coordination mechanism. Any organization definitely should have some coordination mechanism. Principles of organizing. Objectives, specialization, span of control. Very important point in organizing is span of control. Management by exception principle, scalar principle, unity of command, delegation, responsibility, authority, efficiency, simplicity, flexibility, balance, unit of direction, personal ability, acceptability are the principles of organizing. I said span of management is most important, that is span of control. It indicates the number of subordinates who report directly to a manager. I repeat, the span of management or span of control indicates the number of subordinates who report directly to a manager. You can see the top part of the diagram. It is narrow span of control. You can see a manager and there are only two subordinates who will report to the manager. So it is called as narrow span of control. Below that, wide span of control. There is a manager, but you can see there are 5 subordinates. So it is a wide span of control. So the organization will decide which one is beneficial for that company, whether it is narrow span of control or wide span of control. Then departmentalization. The horizontal differentiation of tasks or activities into discrete segments is called departmentalization. The horizontal differentiation of tasks into discrete segments is called departmentalization. You might have heard purchase department, sales department, service department, etc. etc. So it is nothing but the horizontal differentiation of tasks. The aim is to take advantage of the division of labor and specialization up to a certain limit. If you are good at sales, definitely you cannot be put at service department, you should be put at sales department. If you are good at service, definitely you should be put at service department, not at marketing department. So specialization definitely matters in departmentalization. There are several bases for departmentalization, each of which is suitable for particular corporate sizes, strategies, and purposes. Process of departmentalization. Dividing work by process as described by business or organizational functions. Divide the work by process. Different processes will have the different departments. Business or organizational functions are technology process departmentalization. Business or organizational functions, departmentalization is here done on the basis of a thorough and careful activities of function analysis. Each major activity or function of the enterprise is grouped into a department. What is the advantage of business or organizational function is, it is very simple and easy to understand. It promotes excellence in performance because of development of expertise in only a narrow range of skills. It promotes economics of scale products in a single plant. What are the drawbacks of this type of departmentalization? Very difficult to put margins, sometimes combine dissimilar jobs. It fosters sub-goal loyalties. It does not offer a good training ground for the overall development of the manager. Unsuitable for large size or complex organization. Then coming to using technology, how to departmentalize. Departmentalization is based on technology involved. What technology is involved? Based on that technology, departmentalization is done. The advantages of this technology based departmentalization is it facilitates the use of heavy and costly equipment in an efficient manner. You have very costly equipment, heavy equipment, efficiently it should be used. So if the departmentalization is based on the technology involved, definitely maximum utilization of that equipment can be done. It follows the principle of specialization, suitable for organizations which are engaged in the manufacture of those products which involve a number of processes. For example, car manufacturing company. It will have the different technologies, different processes. What are the disadvantages of departmentalization done based on technology involved? Workers tend to feel less responsible for the whole product. Workers will say, I'm not responsible for that thing. I'm responsible only for this. It does not provide good training ground and opportunity for the overall development of managerial talent. When technology is sequential, a breakdown in one department slows the work of all other departments. It is difficult to compare the performance of different technology-based departments. Because technology will be different, how can you compare the different departments using different technologies? Scheduling the movement of work from department to department on each other becomes somewhat complex. Just like in government organization, moving of a file from one table to another table. Here the movement of work from one department to other department becomes complex. What is the purpose of departmentalization? Product, customer, region, territory or location, division, free form organization, and time. In any organization, you might have seen committees, even in government organization or anywhere, you can see committees. What is that committee? A committee is a group of people who have been formally assigned some tasks. Cultural committee, sports committee, administration committee, etc., or some problem for their decision and their implementation. Academic committee, etc. There are a lot of committees everywhere. What are the different types of committees? Advisory committees and executive committees. Second one, standing committees and ad hoc task forces. Advantages of these committees. People get an opportunity to better understand each other's problems and to move cooperatively towards organization goals. Provide a forum for the pooling of knowledge and experience. Provide an opportunity to many persons to participate in the decision making, because they will be present in the committee. They will have an opportunity to participate in the decision making. Committees are excellent means of transmitting information and ideas both upward and downward. Upward means to the management, downward means to the workers. Contribute indirectly to their training and development. Impersonal in action. Definitely, by forming committees, if you have some advantages, definitely there are few disadvantages also. Keep minutes and waste hours. Committee meetings and all, they will safeguard minutes but waste hours. Wrong decision taken, if any, then very difficult to blame any single person, because it is a committee. Committee is formed of group of people. Any wrong decision, you cannot blame any single person. Running an administration using these committees is an expensive form of administration. Advisory committee, for example. Protect the interest of the department rather than finishing solution to the question. Tendency to perpetuate themselves. Decision based on the voting among the members, so decision taken will not be the best one. Log rolling. If you go for polling, definitely the decision may not be good, because more than 50% anybody votes, you will say that that is a good decision. If committee is large, then it is difficult to maintain secrecy. Definitely, maintaining secrecy is a very tough task. If the committee is large, more members are there, you take some decision, that one of the committee member will have some contact with some competitive company, so you cannot maintain the secrecy. Maintaining secrecy becomes a little bit difficult. Influence accumulates in the hands of permanent secretary. So we saw committees, departmentalization. Now let us come to staffing. I hope you can understand by looking at the word staff. What is staffing? Staffing involves matching the jobs with people. There are few jobs, so matching those jobs with the people. Staffing deals with appointing people and placing them at the appropriate jobs. What is staffing? Staffing is nothing but appointing people and placing them at the appropriate jobs. It is filling and keeping filled positions in the organization structure. It is filling and keeping filled. It should not be vacant. Staffing is related to performing a set of activities which aim at inviting, you will give a paper ad, selecting, you will conduct interview, placing, you will give some designation to him, and retaining individuals at various jobs to achieve the organizational goals. So you will give good salary so that you want to retain the efficient staff. It involves determining the need for people at various organizational posts, appointing and retaining them at those posts by training and development their abilities and skills. This is done by performing a number of functions like manpower planning, recruitment, selection, training and development, performance appraisal, compensation, and maintenance. By all these things, you can perform a good staffing. What is the need for staffing? Staffing provides manpower to the organization. Any organization needs manpower, along with machine, money. You need manpower. In the changing dynamic environment where organizational size is increasing, technology is developing, and human behavior is becoming complex, staffing function has become important. Need for staffing explains the objectives of staffing. What are the objectives of staffing? To achieve organizational objectives by recognizing its most valuable resource, workforce. Any organization reputation depends on the staff. So those staff work to achieve the organizational objectives. To increase loyalty and commitment of workers towards individual and organizational goals, staffing is required, and that is the main objective of the staffing. To select people with suitable qualifications to fill organizational goals. To increase skills of people on the job by providing training facilities. If you are a fresher, if you are recruited at some organization, many of the companies will provide you training facility. To develop abilities of the staff to assume jobs at higher skill, competence, and responsibility. To establish equitable and adequate compensation for people by providing them monetary and non-monetary incentives. This promotes active contribution to organizational objectives. Definitely for the employees or for the staff, you can encourage the staff by providing monetary incentives. Sometimes non-monetary incentives. What is that non-monetary incentive? Promotions. To reconcile individual, organizational, and social interests by maintaining efficient system of communication in the organization. What is the importance of staffing? We saw objectives of staffing. Now, importance of staffing. The first point, first reason why staffing is important is emphasis on human element, because it is a workforce. Facilitates leadership. Now comes recruitment. If you are having a habit of reading newspapers, Wednesday, whether in Deccan Herald or Times of India, there is a classified page. There, the companies will invite the proper people, skilled or unskilled people, for the recruitment. Or in your college, there is a placement cell where they will do campus recruitment. The process of identifying the sources for prospective candidates and to stimulate them to apply for the jobs. Why advertisements come in paper? Because they stimulate you people to apply for the jobs if you are suitable for that job. According to Dalton, it is the process of attracting potential employees to the company. What are the different sources of recruitment? Re-employing former employees. He was a former employee, has resigned and gone home, so re-employ, a very simple recruitment. Friends and relatives of present employees, reference. You ask your staff to bring their friends or relatives. Applicants at the gate. Few applicants, they will come along with their resume to the gate of that organization. So invite them and conduct a recruitment. College and technical institutions, that is campus recruitment, the companies or the industries or the organization directly visit the colleges. Employment exchange. Earlier, their government was running employment exchange. Right now, I don't know whether company or the government is running employment exchange, but a lot of private consultants are there. So many companies they go for consultants. Advertising the vacancy. So Wednesday, Times of India, you can have lot of advertisements regarding the vacancies in that companies. Labor unions, you approach labor unions and ask them to send 100 people, 200 people, etc. What is the process of selection? I hope this is very simple and you know this. Inviting applications, you will give a paper ad. Applications are invited for so and so post, last date is so and so, apply before so and so date. Email your resumes to so and so email ID. Receiving of applications, so the organization will receive the applications. For some 10 jobs in India, we may get 10,000 applications. So definitely scrutinization of the applications should be done, whether the application suits your organization or not. Employment test, you will do aptitude test, group discussion, technical round, HR round, etc., etc. Employment interview, face-to-face, one-to-one interview. Checking references in your resume, you might have represented, might have given the references of 2-3 people, reputed persons. So they will call and ask, how is this candidate, because you have referred. Physical examination, definitely you must be physically fit to work in that company. So medical tests will be conducted. Finally, they say you are selected. What is directing in management? Till now we saw staffing, now directing. Just like a film director. Hero, heroine, comedian, everyone is there. But that movie, for shooting, a director is required. He will direct how the movie should come. Directing is the process that involves giving instructions, guidance, motivation, help and assistance to subordinates in order to help them achieve organizational goals. In other words, it involves monitoring and correction of employee performance to focus their coordinated efforts for attaining organizational objectives. It is a management function that is performed by the directors of the organization as well as the supervisors down the line. Giving orders, definitely the higher officer should give orders to the subordinates. The order is a device employed by a line manager in directing his immediate subordinates to start an activity, stop it or modify it. From today we will start so and so activity. From today we will stop so and so activity. Today we will change little bit regarding some procedure or doing something. So this is nothing but giving orders. A staff executive does not issue orders. Staff executive will not issue orders. Only managers can issue orders. The attitude necessary for carrying out an order should be prepared in advance, whether it is oral order or written order, so it should be prepared in advance. Face-to-face suggestions are preferable to long-distance orders. Any order should be depersonalized and made an integral part of given situation so that question of someone giving and someone receiving does not come up. The order should be very clear and complete. There should not be any ambiguity in the order. Order should be compatible with the purpose of the organization. Order should be compatible with the employee's personal interest, and order should be operationally feasible. Orders may be communicated verbally or in writing. You can give oral order or written order. Writing orders are appropriate when the subject is important. Your appointment order, it is not oral order, it is written order. Several individuals are affected. Many details are involved. Considerable time will pass before the work is completed. There is geographical distance between the order giving and the recipient if it is written order. A manager may follow 4 types of methods to ensure compliance to his orders. The subordinate should comply his orders. So what are the different 4 types of methods to ensure compliance? Is force. The manager will apply force so that that order is followed. Paternalism, just like a father, he will pamper you. You do this, I will get you something. You bargain, or harmony of objectives. So after order, motivation. Manager should motivate the people or the staff. The driving force within individual by which they attempt to achieve some goal in order to fulfill some need or expectation. The degree to which individual wants to choose in certain behavior is nothing but the motivation. What is the nature of motivation? Individuals differ in their motives. For me, motivation is something else. For you, motivation is something else. Sometimes the individual himself is unaware of his motive. Sometimes you may not be knowing what is your motivation. Motives change with time. Today something is motivating me. Tomorrow it may not motivate, it may demotivate me. Motivations are expressed differently. Motives are complex. Multiple motives make the choice of goals difficult for an individual. Approach conflict, avoidance conflict, approach avoidance conflict. There is a Maslow's hierarchy of needs theory. It tells that basically we need physiological needs: food, cloth, shelter. Safety needs. In the organization we need job safety and security. Social needs, esteem needs, and self-actualization. Basically what we need, physiological needs. Many a times the manager should communicate with the subordinates. Communication serves as organizational lifeblood. What is the purpose of communication? Recruitment. In the paper they will give you ad, that is nothing but the communication. Formal communication. In the formal communication we have downward communication, upward communication, horizontal communication. External communication, forms of communication. What are the different forms of communication? Is oral, written and non-verbal. Informal communication may be single strand, or it may be gossiping also. Gossiping is also one form of communication. Probability, cluster. See this grapevine, that is nothing but gossiping. That is also having some importance in the communication. What is leadership? If you influence somebody, then you will be called as a leader. Leadership doesn't mean that you should have some power. Leadership is the ability to inspire a team to achieve certain goal. What are the characteristics of leadership? Leadership implies the existence of followers. If there are no followers, you are not called as a leader. Leadership involves a community of interest between leader and his followers. Leadership involves an unequal distribution of authority among leaders and group members. Leadership implies that leaders can influence their followers. After leadership, coordination is required. Because management is a group of people, their coordination is required. Coordination is a function of management which ensures that different departments and groups work in sync. Therefore, there is unity of action among the employees, groups, and the departments. What are the techniques of coordination? Planning, hierarchy, task force, committees, inductions, license departments, workflow. Why there is a need for control system? You have planned, you are organized, you have staffed, you are leader, but why you need control? Because measuring progress, uncovering deviation, sometimes the company, maybe organization, may be deviating from its change, complexity, mistakes, delegation, indicating corrective action, transmitting corrective action to the operation. What are the benefits of control system? Increases productivity, reduces defects, helps to meet deadlines, facilitates communication, improves safety, lower cost, and gives the workers control over the environment. What are the steps in control system? Establishing standards, measuring and comparing actual results against standards, taking corrective action. What are the different steps of control? So in the diagram, always from step 1 to step 4, we need feedback. Establishment of standards, measurement of actual performance, comparison of actual performance with the standards, corrective action if necessary, and feedback is applied to all steps. So these are the textbooks, PC Tripathi for Principles of Management for Entrepreneurship, Purnima Charantimat. Thank you.